Good evening and welcome to the briefing room. I'm Madhavdas G. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 states, 13 places and over 40 lakhs in cash. This is what the Enforcement Directorate has recovered in raids. The ED claims to have blown the lid off an alleged cross-border funding network operating under the guise of a charitable work. The ED alleges that foreign contributions received by certain FCRA registered trusts were diverted to finance illegal infiltration, rehabilitation and settlement of Rohingya and Bangladesh nationals, illegals in India. The agency further claims that network arranged fake identity documents, cash channels and livelihood support to help them establish a foothold. With raids across 5 states, the ED says it is now closing in on what it describes as a vast money laundering and illegal settlement racket. The ED has uncovered these details as its Lucknow zonal office conducted search operations today under the provisions of the PMLA, or the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. The agency claims illegally routed funds were used to facilitate the settlement of alleged illegal immigrants, including Bangladeshi and Rohingya nationals. It has further stated or alleged that an economic rehabilitation network operated along the Indo-Bangladesh border, with the entire operation financed through a suspected money laundering network. The ED even goes on to say that the searches have yielded crucial evidence. Over 40 lakhs in cash was recovered from the library of an institute in West Bengal, along with 180 grams of gold coins. The agency also claims to have seized forged Aadhaar, PAN and voter ID cards, digital devices containing sensitive data, and evidence of funds allegedly diverted through mule accounts. But let's also tell you in terms of what really the raids, where the raids happened as far as ED is concerned, and try and explain that with the help of a map. Let's quickly get that map up on screen. Which is the first place? It is first of all Delhi. Delhi is of course the first place where in fact this took place. There is also of course Kolkata in West Bengal. There is the North 24 Parganas district as well as the South 24 Parganas in West Bengal and Murshidabad where these raids took place. Ballabgarh in Haryana is a third state where this happened. Deoband in Uttar Pradesh is another state and location. Raigad in Maharashtra also saw such raids taking place. But let's tell you about the charge that has been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate. The first charge is that UK funds to FCRA linked trusts have been given. The second charge is that the funds were routed in small tranches. The third, 6,000, 8,000 and 10,000 rupee transfers were made. Charge number 4, small transfers were made to evade scrutiny. They've also gone on to, of course, add that all of this was routed and being used for the purposes that they have enlisted. Now, it's important to note that the rules under FCRA Act were overhauled in June 22nd, 2026 by MHA, making it strict for NGOs to misuse foreign funds for nefarious activities. Let's get you some of the main changes that have taken place. The purpose of the foreign funds. Earlier, no purpose declaration was needed. Now, it must specify the exact use of these funds. There's also the area of operation. Earlier, one license was there, pan-India operations could take place. Now, the state and union territory details have been made mandatory. As far as foreign nationals are concerned, they are under lens because earlier foreign nationals could hold key posts. Now, non-OCI foreigners are normally barred from holding key posts. Also, the fact that conversion activities are specifically banned, while there was no specific restriction earlier, now proselytization has been specifically excluded from the activities that are being allowed. There's also the question about whether they're using the license or losing it, because earlier there was no minimum spending requirement. Now 10 lakh rupees over 2 years is the minimum spending that has been put in place. Also tighter fund release. Earlier, the next installments were released freely. Now 75% funds must be first utilized before the next utilization happens or the installment comes in. Also the digital footprint, because earlier there was no social media disclosure required. Now social media handles must be declared as per the newer provisions. There's also a question of the identity of who the donors are. Earlier, the intermediary sources were disclosed, and now the ultimate donor must be identified as per the law. There are also field checks that have been introduced, because earlier there was self-declaration through returns. Now, on-ground verification by authorities is what is expected. Financial disclosure is another important aspect, because earlier annual financial statements were only required. Now, detailed activity reports are mandatory in such cases. And in fact, the books and articles have to be disclosed. But why is tighter scrutiny required on NGOs? Let's tell you about what has happened in the past. There have been charges against Amnesty India, illegal fund routing, non-filing of income, using their profits for activism are the charges. And therefore, it ended up shutting its operations here in India. The charge in Greenpeace is that there was unlawful foreign funding. The FCRA license then was cancelled. The charge against the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation under this government has been misuse of funds and money laundering. The FCRA license here too has been cancelled. The Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust charge has been the funding was contrary to national interest, and later this led to the FCRA license being cancelled. Now, FCRA-related violations have always been closely monitored by the centre, and similar crackdowns in the past have led to cancellations of multiple FCRA licenses. So the latest crackdown must not be seen in isolation. Here's what we're talking about. Since 1976, there are over 20,700 FCRA licenses that have been cancelled. In the last 5 years, around 6,600 FCRA licenses have been cancelled. As of July 2026, 22,498 FCRA licenses have been cancelled. Now, this, of course, is a question that when these FCRA rules were overhauled, opposition had accused the government of weaponizing the FCRA law, targeting minority-led organizations and tightening the grip on civil society. Today, the raids by Enforcement Directorate, however, validates the changes to some extent because the battle has now moved beyond the raids to a full-blown political confrontation. However, even today, the opposition is questioning the move and believes that FCRA bill is only going to benefit certain groups like the RSS. In response, the BJP accuses the Congress and the rest of the opposition of going soft on illegal infiltrators. Sample these reactions.
FCRA विधेयक आने की गुंजाइश है, इसका भी हम विरोध करेंगे. हमने पहले भी विरोध किया था.
They have soft corner for such घुसपैठियास and for the violations in FCRA that is now being used to facilitate these घुसपैठियास.
Let's introduce our panelists. Joining us with us is RP Singh, BJP's national spokesperson. Dr. Vikram Singh, former DGP of UP, is with us. We have with us Brijesh Kalappa, Congress spokesperson. Pooja Mishra is Samajwadi Party spokesperson, joining us as well. Let me start with first. Brijesh Kalappa, the direct charge is that these funds that were coming in from abroad in the form of FCRA, through the route of FCRA, were being misused to settle illegally Bangladeshi and Rohingya immigrants. Prima facie, this raises serious concerns as to how this was happening. And therefore, the government is saying that this justifies the stringent norms as far as FCRA is concerned. Brajesh.
See, Madhav, I think if the BJP does not mention Pakistan, Rohingya or Bangladeshis, I don't think they can get anything through. And to add to that, they have to add the Indian Army. Only then they can get anything through. But ultimately, how many times are you going to use the Bangladeshis, Rohingyas and the Pakistanis? Ultimately, they must realize that each time they mention this, the people are losing interest or their credibility is being lost. I think every time they mention this, the people realize that, this is just another attempt at fear-mongering. Ultimately, one question which I think surmounts everything else, what is the rate of the prosecution, rate of the Enforcement Directorate? Is it less than 1% or 2%, or is it much more? Now, here is a report of the ED, and we all know on what basis the ED functions. We all know who are targeted by the ED. If an agency like the RGF, which was created by government funds, is being denied FCRA, clearance, I think that itself tells you the whole story. The RGF was set up only through a fund of the central government, and everybody knows what the RGF has been doing. Extraordinary work. The Rajiv Gandhi Charitable Trust, extraordinary, phenomenal work. No, that has been clamped down upon. So obviously, the ED is working only to facilitate the BJP and the RSS. Now, one question, I think, very important question before we go to...
Quickly, wrap up in 20 seconds.
Has it clamped down on the RSS? The RSS ultimately, even today, ultimately they say RSS is an unregistered organization. As the ED or the FCRA come down on the RSS, which is an unregistered body.
Okay,
And we have
RP
seen
Singh
what
respond to
kind of
that. He
transaction-
says, why are there double standards?
With regard to
The opposition targeting RSS is justified
there
because
it's allowed.
here you have an unregistered body. Got a question, Rajesh? There is an unregistered body called the RSS. These rules don't apply to them, but they are being only used to target various organizations, including minority organizations, including other political opponents of the BJP. RP Singh, your response.
Well, under the name of RSS, he's trying to give a cover fire to all those organizations which have been doing the demographic changes in the country, and then he has very beautifully tried to give them a cover. Fact is that although Rajiv Gandhi Foundation also received from Zakir Naik Trust, that what Peace Foundation, whatever its name was, something in 250 lakh rupees and something like 1.35 crore rupees from the Chinese embassy also during 2005-2007. And without declaring where the fund has to be used, I mean, where the Chinese embassy's fund was to be used. But they are trying to give cover to whom? Zamaat-e-Ullah Islami Durul Ulum, who is into working hard, and there are reports on it that they are working hard to do the demographic changes. They are trying to do demographic changes by sponsoring Rohingyas or Bangladeshis, helping them to change their identities, to build up new identities, and also give them financial support for their livelihood. So this is, if they want, well, that they can keep working for that, but fact is that the government of the day will not allow this to happen. Especially the border states has to be taken care, whether it is Bangladesh, West Bengal, whether it is the Assam, or whether it is even further UP to a certain extent. There is a lot of demographic changes which are happening, and that has to be checked and taken care. And again, he said that ED has 1% conviction rate. Sorry, sir, you are wrong, sir. It is 99% conviction rate. Please, the cases which are decided in that, go through that. Among cases which are still pending can't be put against the ED.
Good one, good one.
No, but
Don't show your teeth. Don't show your teeth.
Okay, no personal comments. Let's not make this personal, but there are serious questions. Funds taken from Zakir Naik, the purpose for which funds were being taken were not being executed. There are charges against Rajiv Gandhi Foundation as well.
Let's take this further. He showed his teeth. No, because they are supporting all those anti-national elements here under the grab of the foreign funding, and then they are giving them a cover fire on the. Sir, I mind your language. I take objection to that. Serious objection to that. This beard save you. Otherwise, you would have been converted like others who have been converted now.
Okay. Let's not. Gentlemen. This is not what we are supposed to be debating here this evening. Let's not get into this. Well, both of you please calm down. Both of you please calm down. Let me quickly bring in other panelists as well. Let me bring in Pooja Mishra. Now, Pooja Mishra, the question is very simple. The question is that if these funds are being misused, now, we have to go prima facie by what the ED is saying. Ultimately, what happens in the case in the court of law, we will see what happens in the court of law. But prima facie ED is saying that those funds that are being brought in, they are not being used for the purpose for which they are being brought in. And if they are being used to illegally settle people of other countries, then is that prima facie not objectionable?
Madhav, good evening to you and good evening to fellow panelists as well. And you're talking about the ED who knocked the door of Hemanta Sharma in 2014, and after that, he hasn't touched the door of Hemanta Sharma. The ED in West Bengal, we saw the several leaders' doors were knocked by ED the moment they joined the BJP. Now the doors are not knocked by ED. Talking about the ED, 98% of case charges are against the opposition leader, and conviction rate is not even 0.24. And FCRA, RSS, yes, talking about the RSS as well. RSS also takes international funds, but it is not registered into trust, organization, or NGO. It's a group of individuals. And RSS won't be touched because RSS work for the BJP. No matter what you do, whether you do anti-national activity, whether you are indulged into terrorist activities, as Hemanta Sharma has the history of TADA. Paresh Barua clearly said that Hemanta Sharma once part of ULFA, the terrorist group in Assam. But despite of that, Hemanta Sharma is
but is RSS involved in settling people of other countries here in India? Simple question.
And who gonna decide who is involved or who is not?
Agencies.
The ED. whose conviction rate is not even 1%, not even 0.5%.
Okay.
It's the
Mr.
BJP
Vikram Singh, the
will
conviction rate is
decide.
so
The
poor, we
BJP
can't believe this
will
agency. Please respond to Pooja Mishra.
Madhav, I'll appreciate
Mr. Vikram Singh, please. Mr. Vikram Singh.
Let them know what is the conviction.
RP Singh, come in too. Allow him to make opening remarks.
panelists.
Vikram Singh, please.
Please, I would say that please look up, everybody is having a smartphone, please look up what is the conviction rate of the ED. It is not for me. You will get the results yourself. I mean, there's a wide dichotomy between 2% and 93%. I would rather believe what AI is telling me, it is 93%, and what former director ED told me, it is 93%. I have no reason to be, it is giving absolutely specific facts. Wild allegations will not serve any purpose. We should go only by the facts. The UP ATS and the ED have done a wonderful job. You very rightly mentioned in your opening remarks, weaponizing the FCRA. It is a scary situation, an anti-national act. I see no reason why they should not be stamped out. I would have been very satisfied if the charges of UAPA are also alleged against these defaulters, because there cannot be pussyfooting as far as anti-national activity is concerned. Phase one, you first get the donations from questionable sources. Then, through mule accounts and also shell companies, you distribute in small denominations so that you're not detected by AI and other IT tools. Then, you get the people inside from Bangladesh and Rohingyas, indoctrinate them, and then send them to sensitive places to indulge in crime, criminal activities, change demography, and also come out with all kinds of anti-national agitations and things like that. Okay. Therefore, Madhav, I would compliment the ED and the UP ATS and also the government of India for cancelling the FCRA of those notorious and blacklisted organizations. This should have happened much earlier. Well, better late than never. Congratulations, government of India, once again.
Okay, Pooja Mishra.
According to what he said, 93%, 95%, it's the trials that have been fully concluded on merit. It's not about the conviction. I talked about conviction. Conviction means charge has been fixed and you have been sent to jail. That is conviction properly. So don't misquote and don't. I didn't pick up from AI.
Consult a good lawyer.
And don't underestimate.
Please consult a good lawyer. I mean, you can't just rub an organization without proper information and without a proper knowledge.
The nature of BJP, they underestimate the youth. That's why youth are still on the Jantar Mantar. They are struggling and their life. They are asking for justice. You underestimate the youth. You don't hear them, and you're just like AI. Of course, we'll go through the
How many of your youth leaders are there, ma'am? At Jantar Mantar?
Everyone is there.
Everybody is there.
Yes,
no, your leaders went there and they left. How many of your party's leaders are there the last 19 days?
Even our Dimple Yadav ji was there today.
Today, correct. So she came, she visited, and then they all left. I actually was there in Jantar Mantar when she came, and then your party's leaders all left. So consistently, where are your party's youth leaders if this is an issue concerning the youth of the country?
I can just ask them to come to just go to you.
Come back to FCRA. Let's come back to FCRA. Let's come back to FCRA. The prima facie. See, you may have problem with RSS. That's okay. That's okay. It's an ideological difference. I have no issues with that. But the problem is if there are organizations which are getting funds coming from outside and those funds are being used to settle people of other countries. Why should that not be problematic, Pooja Mishra?
That are all allegations.
Of course, but that's how agencies work. We start with the allegation, we are discussing the allegation, but do you prima facie have a problem with people coming from other countries and settling down in India or not?
Madhav, just let me remind you, even Sonam Wangchuck was sent to jail.
Madhav, they have the problem because they want to shield them under the grab of the voter appeasement.
Was he threat to nation? Was he threat to nation?
Ma'am, this money you're seeing on your screen, are you denying this cash? These recoveries of gold coins and cash? Are you denying this is proof that the ED has recovered?
All those stuff. I'm just telling these agencies work for the government. You can't rely on ED. You can't rely.
The agency always works under the government, whether it's Congress or BJP. Agency always works under the aegis of the government.
They work for BJP only, on the interest of BJP. The moment you'll join the BJP.
Okay, RP Singh, respond. Agencies only work for BJP to achieve their political aims. Brijesh, coming to you in a minute. RP Singh first.
Well, that's a very easy way out. But again, see, they are trying to shield whom? People who are doing demographic change on the ground, people who are trying to convert people on ground, who are trying to convert them to Islam, and they are trying to support all those people who have come from outside the country, who are the infiltrators here. Because just have vote bank politics, because they can't see beyond Muslim votes. They can't see beyond the vote bank of the Islam, followers of Islam. So that's the problem with them, is that for that reason they can compromise with the Indian security also. For that reason they can compromise with anything which can get them votes.
Brajesh Kalapa, respond to that. This is, we're talking about West Bengal, sensitive border state, allegations of illegal immigrations happening, and now they say after 15 years of TMC rule and of course several decades of left rule in the past, this has been happening on a regular basis. That's why it's important. There's a deliberate attempt at changing the demographic of the country. This is what BJP is saying.
See, first thing is, Mother, that as far as this so-called demographic change, that has to be done after having cleared the BSF, because there is a border security force. And I'm sure the border security force didn't work under Mamata Banerjee or doesn't work today under Yogi Adityanath. The border security force only worked under Mr. Amit Shah for the last 13 years now. Now, in the last 13 years, one minute. If in the last 13 years, if there are allegations that the FCRA is being misused, and that Rohingyas and so on and so forth and other assorted Bangladeshis are coming inside, the first person who has to lose his job is Mr. Amit Shah, because he has been overlooking this entire thing for the last 13 years. Now, if he is such a useless home minister, then obviously first thing is that we should call for his resignation. But the man is so shameless.
Brajesh, it's a fact. One second. Brajesh, one second. Let's go one by one. Mr. RP Singh, 1 second. Brajesh, listen to me. Just 1 second. It's a fact. Brajesh, just hear me out. It's a fact that of over 400, 500 kilometers, there are nearly 100 kilometers of the border that aren't even fenced. And that's not something that Amit Shah has got, it's something that he has inherited. The point is also that the state, and the allegation is this, that the state government has shielded those who are aiding and abetting the infiltrators.
Am I going to take the blame for it? Whose fault is it that there is no fencing? For the last 13 years, what has Mr. Amit Shah been doing? Has he been sucking eggs? I think there is some answer which he has to give. He
does the state have a responsibility of law and order or not, Brajesh? Tell me this.
So that Rohingyas can be resettled. What has he been doing for 13 years?
What about Jammu and Kashmir then? Infiltration happens there as well. Are all the successive governments there the only ones to hold blame? Your party also has been in power in Jammu and Kashmir, sir.
No, then see, let's go on this. Now, there is an attack in Pahalgam. Do we know who? It's been over a year now. Do we know who are the persons? When the Bombay attacks happened, we knew the entire circuit.
Charge sheet has been filed in the Pahalgam case.
The mastermind. We knew each of the persons.
Sir, charge sheet has been filed, naming individuals.
Do you have any idea who has attacked in Pahalgam?
The charge sheet specifically mentions everyone. NIA specifically named everyone from Hafiz Saeed onwards. Dr. Vikram Singh. Okay, let me respond. Dr. Vikram Singh, central government has to take responsibility. And because when it comes to a sensitive state like Bengal, why is the infiltration being allowed? And what about instances such as Pahalgam attack? Please respond to these 2 points. Dr. Vikram Singh.
Madhavji, I'm happy you put this question because it is the state that creates a very favorable and positive ecosystem for infiltrators. And I'll give you the exact words. Ye hamari amanat hai. If the Bangladeshi infiltrators and illegal migrants are your amanat, I really don't know which tree you are barking up, because it is absolute and anti-national act to say that all Bangladeshi illegal migrants should be in my custody and are morally and legally responsible for their upkeep. This is the words of a chief minister. Now, coming down to the fact that the state created an ecosystem that promoted infiltration and the accommodation in a very devious manner, and so as to promote the captive vote banks. About the Pahalgam attack, I think the NIA did a wonderful job. They have charge sheeted the case, and also the security forces have gunned down a militant as well. Therefore, I would say that they have, of course, we were caught on the wrong foot in Pahalgam. But yes, we were fast learners and we got over the initial obstacles, investigated the case thoroughly and also charge sheeted it. Therefore, I would say, let there be a blame. I said we were caught on the wrong foot initially, but we were fast learners and got to the bottom of the whole Pahalgam conspiracy.
All right. And British, I have to ask you the simple question. Nobody's giving a clean sheet to the central government, but I will say equal responsibility lies with the state government. Wherever there have been terror attacks, whether it's Jammu, Kashmir, whether it's the Mumbai terror attack, for instance, it's the local police that has the duty of ensuring law and order. And many of them have paid with their lives, laid down their lives, as far as sacrificing their lives for the security of the nation is concerned. We've seen that happen. Why does that happen if the state government is not responsible? Rajesh.
Are you asking me this
Yes,
question?
yes, yes.
See, as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, I think it's absurd that you blame the state and say, no, the center should not be, because
No, I'm
ultimately
not
who has more
absolving.
force?
I
think
prefaced
it's a
my remarks saying I'm
no-brainer.
not
If you
absolving the
want to
center.
blame,
But state shares
somebody-
equal responsibility.
Yeah. So wait. Okay, so let the center show its spine by having one or two resignations. Why doesn't the Home Minister resign over Pahalgam at least now? After so many years, after 13 years, he is now speaking of FCRA and the fact that Rohingyas are being resettled in West Bengal or in Uttar Pradesh or wherever it is. Why doesn't he start by resigning? Because he has to accept at some point in time that I'm a totally useless person. I'm good for nothing. And that's the reason all this has been happening right under my watch.
But how many resigned during UPA regime, sir? There were many bomb blasts then also.
6 months. It's 13 long years. Sorry?
How many resigned during the UPA regime when so many blasts happened then? And so many terror attacks
Every
happened?
person who has been involved in a bomb blast, they've all resigned. They've all resigned. Or Mr. Shivraj Patil resigned.
Only
He was
one,
asked to
only
put
one,
in
Shivraj
paper
Patil.
Soon after the Bombay attacks, don't you remember that?
And the reason was not because of the security. The reason was
I'm only asking
his
for
changing
one.
of
Let
clothes,
Amit Shah
frequent
resign.
changing of clothes.
Let Amit Shah resign. After this,
Have you forgotten that?
that's
Go on,
why
Rajesh. I'm asking you.
Let Mr. Amit Shah resign today and say that, look, I have totally failed my job. After 13 long years as Home Minister, let him today resign. What's the
Rajesh, you are-
difficulty? If Mr. Shivraj Patil resigned and you're saying only one person resigned, we are also asking for only one resignation.
Okay,
Let
RP
Mr.
Singh,
Amit Shah
but you know,
resign.
there are many questions that are still there, but RP Singh, I want RP Singh to
What
respond
about
to
the
you
Chief
and then I'm
Minister
coming
of
back to you.
Bombay?
RP Singh.
The Chief Minister of Maharashtra also resigned equally.
RP Singh, your response to Rajesh.
Well, Madhav, it's shocking that you allowed this man to... you allowed this man to spit all crap. I mean, we all know
Language,
that
please,
Mamata
language.
Banerjee did allow-
Language, I'm also allowing
give
you
the land
equally.
to the BSF.
I'm also allowing you equally to
BJP
rebut him, so
come
please
in.
go ahead.
No, you allowed him to say whatever he wanted to say without any basis. Man, we all know that Mamata
So he
Banerjee
has also
never
been
allowed-
countered,
never
sir.
gave
Please,
land
let's
to
not get into
BSF.
this about how the debate has
never
been
allowed-
moderated. Everybody is being asked questions. Every side will have to answer. Please respond.
So moment the Subhendu Adhikari came in, first thing he did was that he immediately allotted the land to the BSF alongside the border, so that border can be secure. Not only that, the Rohingyas and Bangladeshis were shielded and were given the IDs and given the voter IDs and the other ration cards under the Mamata Banerjee regime. We all know that, and that's how even your channel has run that clip when the SIR started happening. They were all running to borders, and when someone asked them why are you running to borders, because SIR is happening, and also that when someone asked them from your channel itself, I will send you the clip when someone asked from your channel that who gave you that ID, they said the Mamata Banerjee TMC gave us the ID. Then not only that, whom did you vote for? You voted always for TMC. So if there is a political protection to a certain lot because of vote bank politics, that's the reason that the central government couldn't act. And the moment there's a favorable government, the things have started happening now on ground. But that's one point aside. Remember Ghulam Ahmed Mir, the Jharkhand charge, the person from Jammu Kashmir, he said, हम जो गैस का सिलेंडर है हम घुसपैठियों को भी देंगे. We'll give the special gas cylinder, the discounted gas cylinder to infiltrators also.
But may I ask you a simple question, RP Singh? I want to ask you a simple question. Above all this Ghuspatia, migrant, immigration, terrorism, all of these aspects, there's one problem in this country, and that's where the BJP and Congress happen to be on the same page. You know, in 2018, when you brought in an amendment that retrospectively protect political parties from scrutiny over foreign funding, there the BJP and the Congress were on the same page. So, but when it comes to NGOs getting foreign funding, there is a problem. Isn't there a hypocrisy there?
No. But it is now the same for everyone now, whether it's a political party or whether it is the NGO. I mean, everything is accounted for. Everything has to come from through a State Bank of India. If they route the money through some other bank, the immediately alert will raise. This happened in this case also. The money was routed to some other bank. The alert was raised because of that, because of the system inside the banking system, and that's how the raids started happening.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Completely out of time. R.P. Singh, Dr. Vikram Singh, Rajesh Kalappa, and Pooja Mishra, thanks so much for joining us this evening on The Briefing Room.